Hello YouTube, welcome to a brand new episode of Movie Times with Wes. As usual, this is the show all about the recent movies we've watched as well as some recent pickups, so go ahead and sit down, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the show. First, we're going to get into the movies we watched recently. First off, on the top here, we have the Criterion Collection, and we have the Criterion Collection, Spine number 13, Silence of the Lambs. Very, very popular movie from the Criterion Collection, very well-known movie overall. A movie I enjoy. It is a bit controversial in some of its themes. Jonathan Demme actually went ahead and apologized for some of the things that he did in this movie that was nice. But yeah, a really great sort of psychological thriller kind of movie. Hopefully by now everyone who has seen this movie. An excellent release done by the Criterion Collection. Lots and lots of interviews on here, deleted scenes. Yeah, great special features on here. Really nice packaging, really nice artwork on this Blu-ray slipcase. It is a 2-disc Blu-ray, which is nice. And then inside there is a booklet with lots of essays and photographs. And oh yeah, so it was really nice to rewatch this movie, revisit it, and I'm glad to have this on the Criterion Collection. So that was the first one we watched. The next movie I have to share with you, it's also in the Criterion Collection, even though this is not the Criterion version, but this is a D.A. Pennebaker's Don't Look Back documentary about Bob Dylan, following him around on a tour of the UK. Just sort of you're a fly on the wall, kind of following him around, going managing with different, trying to set up different concerts and dealing with interviews with different reporters and stuff. Really interesting look at this part of the career of Bob Dylan, right when he's about to go electric. Kind of really popular at this point. Really great documentary, known as one of the best music documentaries of all time, and I definitely agree with it. I enjoyed this thoroughly. Maybe in the future, in one of the future Criterion sales, I'll pick up the Criterion version of this, but it's nice to have this available to watch anytime. So that was a nice one to watch, and I definitely highly recommend this if you have not seen this before. If you're a music fan, if you're a Bob Dylan fan, you've probably seen this before, but an excellent music documentary, highly recommended, and definitely one to keep an eye out for. All right, next one is a 4K that was in theaters about this time last year. And it had been about that long since I'd seen it, even though I got this for a birthday present earlier in 2020. But finally got around to watching the 4K edition of Ford versus Ferrari, Matt Damon. Excellently done movie. They got most of the car stuff correct. Really well shot, really well acted. Excellent movie. This is a special 4K Target. I think it was offered at Target. It's got a Blu-ray and the 4K. And then there's also a book inside, the Ford versus Ferrari gallery book. Really nice high gloss photographs, stills from the movie. So yeah, if you don't know about this story, this is a story of Carroll Shelby and Ford and how they got together to join forces to battle Ferrari in the 24 Hours of Le Mans in the 60s. You know, at one point, Ford decided they wanted to go racing. They offered to buy Ferrari. Ferrari said no, ended up selling to another company. Henry Ford Jr. decided that he wasn't going to have any of that, so he wanted to beat Ferrari at their own game. Teamed up with Carroll Shelby, built a car, built a race team, and went off and raced against Ferrari. And this tells the story of it. Really well, as I said, really well shot, really well acted, really enjoyable movie, a really long movie, close to 3 hours, 2.5, almost 3 hours. Really excellently done. So if you haven't seen this movie, it's highly recommended. Definitely a well-loved movie, and I'm glad to have it in the collection. All right, the next one we watched, nothing at all like Ford versus Ferrari. This is Roger Corman's Forbidden World, sci-fi cult classic kind of movie. Yeah, I went into this blind, wasn't sure what to expect. This movie was a lot of fun. I ended up really loving this movie. At first, it was like, oh my God, this is horrible. But as we got further into it, it's one of those movies that it's so bad it's good kind of thing. And yeah, it ended up being that kind of movie where it's so bad it's good. Yeah, just a crazy story of there's this team of scientists that are doing this experiment on this planet, and it gets out of hand, and they find this sort of bounty hunter kind of guy that's supposed to help them fix things, and just insanity and ridiculousness ensues. And yeah, it's just a ridiculous Roger Corman sci-fi movie. Yeah, as I said, so bad it's good. Yeah, definitely enjoyed watching that one. And this one features the 2-disc special edition with alternate artwork. The original title of the movie was Mutants. This features the director's cut of the movie. I guess Roger Corman did his original cut of the movie. The audiences were laughing at it, and he really didn't think it was that funny, so he went and recut the movie and cut out all the funny parts. So this original cut is supposed to have the funny parts. We watched the theatrical version of it. I may go back and watch the original director's cut at some point, just to see it. It is a 4:3 letterbox kind of thing, so I wanted the widescreen version, but that is available in this collection as well. But yeah, Forbidden World, if you love sci-fi, if you love stuff that's so bad it's good, definitely check this one out. It was a fun watch, and definitely enjoyed seeing that one. All right, next up is a movie that the first time I saw it, it made me cry, and cry more than I've ever cried after a movie ever, and it was such a traumatic experience that I was afraid to watch it, and it's been over a decade since then, and I've been afraid to watch it, and I finally got up the nerve to watch it again, and I did cry again, but differently, and it wasn't something where I was crying for hours like the first time I watched it, but that is the movie Into the Wild. Emile Hirsch, directed by Sean Penn, tells the story of Christopher McCandless. Just an incredible, gripping, heart-wrenching kind of story. Yeah, especially for these times that we're in right now, where sometimes you just want to get away from everything. You can definitely relate to this character, relate to his character. Yeah, just an incredible movie, beautifully shot, beautifully acted. Excellent movie, and I was glad I finally got up the nerve to watch it again, because it is an excellent movie, and I do love it a lot. And it's a difficult watch, and it was a difficult watch the second time, but I'm glad I did finally get around to watching this. Yeah, actually picked this up on HD DVD. That was my one of my only HD DVD purchases. So that's about how long it's been since I've seen this movie. I watched it on HD DVD the last time. But this is the Blu-ray I picked up of it, and it's nice to have that in the collection. So Into the Wild, highly recommended if you haven't seen it. Be ready to cry, but it's just an excellent movie. All right, next up we have another Criterion Collection movie, and this is Spine number 962, Death in Venice. So Death in Venice tells us, it's based on the short story by Thomas Mann. But this sort of twists the story around a bit to where the main actor in the movie is a composer. He has a concert that goes bad and decides to go to Venice to get away from things. Goes to Venice, has this sort of very interesting interaction with this young boy who's also vacationing in Venice with his family. It's got a queer theme to it. And sort of going along with the themes we have going on now, where there's a pandemic, there's a sickness happening, people are falling ill, and the main character ends up falling ill as well and dying there. But at the end of the life, he realizes at the end of his life, he sort of realizes where he went wrong, having this sort of interaction with this young man, this boy, that, you know, they never speak to each other, they never touch each other. It's just a pure sort of realization kind of story, and yeah, kind of a very, very good movie. Definitely enjoyed watching this one. Too exciting as far as the artwork. There is an essay, I believe, in here. kind of a fold-out essay that comes with it. Yeah, but that one's from 1971, Death in Venice. As I said, spine number 962. Yeah, really enjoyed this movie, and glad to have it in the Criterion Collection. All right, the last thing we watched, then we'll get into the new pickups that I found. Getting into the holiday season here, when I'm shooting this anyway, is we got into the Saturday Night Live Christmas. These are classic Christmas bits from Saturday Night Live. It's sort of laid out as if it would be in a show. You know, it opens up with a sort of opening kind of thing, and then you get the monologue from Bill Murray. It's got a lot of classics on here. You know, you get the Hanukkah song on here, Church Chat, Martha Stewart. What else is on here that's pretty well known? Dysfunctional Family Christmas. Just a lot of classics from the early days of Saturday Night Live. This was released in 1999, so anything before that is fair game. So the first 30 years of SNL. Yeah, just funny stuff, enjoyable, definitely a good way to get into the holiday spirit. So enjoyed watching that. Okay, let's get into some pickups I've had over the past couple of months since I last shot a video. First one here is a Blu-ray release from, I believe it's from Germany. This has not had a Blu-ray release in the US as far as I know, but that is the movie Kids. The DVD of Kids that's available in the US is a 4x3 with letterboxing. So you get that postage stamp in the middle of your screen if you watch it on DVD. So I really wanted to have a better version of this movie, because I do love this movie. It's kind of a crazy, wild movie. Definitely wanted to have a nicer copy of this in the collection. It wasn't too expensive to order this on eBay, so I went ahead and picked it up, and that is the movie Kids. This next one was a pickup based on a video I watched of somebody doing a filming location video on this movie, and it turns out this movie was filmed in the area where I live, which I didn't know that. So I wanted to pick it up and watch it. It was filmed in around 99 or 2000. So that is the movie Jeepers Creepers. So this is filmed in and around Ocala, Florida, which is not too far away from me. That's where I have to go when I want to get Criterion movies. That's where the closest Barnes & Noble is at. But yeah, I wanted to check this movie out. And seeing the filming locations, it'll be fun to watch this. And this was an eBay purchase as well for a few dollars. It turns out it was a Dollar Tree thing, and I ended up finding another one at Dollar Tree. So I'll try and sell that one and get my $5 back. And then, all right, so these next few I have to share with you are from Walmart's Black Friday movie sale that they did. That was before Black Friday, basically. First one is one I've been sort of eyeing up for a while now, and they had it on Black Friday for $10 or $9.96, and that is the HBO series The Outsider, based on Stephen King's novel. Heard a lot of great things about this, and been sort of keeping an eye on it. Wanted to pick it up, and glad I waited and was able to pick this up on the Black Friday sale. So that was the first thing I picked up from them, since we don't have HBO. And another one that I picked up is another HBO series that I've been curious about that I wanted to grab, and another one that was also $9.96, and that is the mini-series that they did about the Chernobyl disaster. So went ahead and grabbed that one on their Walmart's Black Friday sale. So that was a good one to pick up. And then the last one I got from Black Friday sale was a movie from, I think it was Best Picture from 2 years ago. Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, never got around to seeing this. Been wanting to see it, just haven't got around to picking it up, and they had it for $5.99 on the Black Friday sale. So I went ahead and grabbed this copy of it. So those were my Walmart Black Friday movie pickups. Actually, only one of those is a movie, but those are what I picked up in the media section anyway. These next few here are from some thrift store pickups. First one we have here is Little Britain, the complete series, the complete first series, BBC. This next one is one I've seen before, but wanted to have it in the collection, and that is the movie Boys Don't Cry. Brandon Tina story. This next one is a documentary find that sounded interesting. It was about politics in the U.S. and a local sort of a mayor in a small town, sort of a mayor's political race that gets kind of out of hand in a small town. Sounded like an interesting idea for a documentary, interesting thing for a documentary, and I wanted to check it out. This is on the Film Movie series, or Film Movement series, which is a monthly sort of documentary series that you can subscribe to. It's pretty interesting. I might subscribe to this in the future. Definitely something I would be interested in giving a shot, giving a try to. So that was a cool one, Anytown USA. And then a Sofia Coppola movie, Somewhere. Haven't seen this one before, but I do like Sofia Coppola, so I thought I would give this one a shot. Okay, so I couldn't resist. I went back to Barnes & Noble and did a few more pickups for the Criterion half-price sale. A few more I wanted to grab. First one I grabbed here is Dazed and Confused. Definitely wanted to pick that one up, so got that one. This next one I saw a lot of people picking up, a lot of people recommending. Sounded like something I would like, and that's Robert Altman's Nashville. His documentary about different people in Nashville, kind of a just working class kind of people doing their daily routine kind of thing. Sounded like an interesting glimpse into America, 1975. So this was kind of around the bicentennial of the U.S. kind of thing. I think that's how was kind of the idea of it all. But yeah, sounded like a good documentary here. And then this last one is one that people keep picking up. I keep seeing people pick up, and it's a silent movie. This will be my first silent movie. I'm gonna give it a shot. Definitely sounded like an interesting one, and that's Buster Keaton in The Cameraman. Some excellent special features. It looks like on this one there's a documentary on here about the history of the movie camera, which I collect still cameras, so I do have an interest in photography and cameras and how they work and all that kind of stuff, and I'm interested to learn more about movie cameras, so I thought that would be an interesting special feature to have on this. And yeah, we'll go ahead and check this movie out and see if I can get into a silent movie. But Buster Keaton's The Cameraman. And I got a few more Criterions that I picked up from Amazon. Those will be later in the show here. These next ones are some Dollar Tree pickups from October. I think they're from October. They did do a small drop in October. This first one is a Magnolia release, One Last Thing. Cynthia Nixon and Michael Angarno. From the producers of Ong Bak, Chocolate, and The Bodyguard 2 is The Gangster. So it's kind of a 1950s and 60s Bangkok gang movie. I thought that would be kind of an interesting one to check out. That would be a neat one. Next one, Steven Soderbergh's Bubble. I saw people picking this one up in Dollar Tree hauls a couple years back, I think. They recommended it as a good one to pick up, so I went ahead and picked this one up. Next one is a really cool one. This is a documentary about the nightclub in New York, CBGB's, on Blu-ray, so definitely wanted to grab that one. Here is another documentary. Sounded like a crazy sort of love. No, it's called Crazy Love, but yeah, one of those kind of wild murder documentary kind of things about I guess it's not a murder one, it's just a crazy... And this last one I picked up, kind of another blind buy. I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a try. 10-Cent Pistol. I think this one was also included in the December Dollar Tree drop. Saw that one around, thought, what the heck, we'll give it a shot for $1. Okay, so moving on to the Criterion Collection haul from Amazon. Amazon was doing some crazy, incredible deals on their Criterion Collection movies. First off, they were matching the half price on most Criterion movies, so you know, anything you couldn't find at Barnes & Noble you could pick up on Amazon for the same price. And then a lot of them had additional coupons that you could apply, so it was another few dollars off. So it was excellent, where you know, a lot of times Amazon was a better deal than going to Barnes & Noble and picking things up. So I picked up 4 titles from Amazon. These all had coupons associated with them that were excellent. The first one I wanted to pick up is my Own Private Idaho. Definitely wanted to have this one in the collection for the queer cinema kind of collection that I'm trying to build up, and definitely getting stuff from the Criterion Collection for that. So yeah, definitely wanted to have that one. So that was the first one I picked up. Second one is another classic that I really wanted to have. didn't grab it in my first Criterion haul, but went ahead and ordered it on Amazon. It did have a coupon associated with it as well. It's Henry Fonda in 12 Angry Men, spine number 591. I'll go ahead and a movie I have not seen before, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Next one is kind of a twofer. This is spine number 751 and 752. Gates of Heaven in Vernon, Florida. They're both documentaries. The first one, Gates of Heaven, is about a pet cemetery. And then the second one, Vernon, Florida, is about a town in the panhandle of Florida that's kind of, it's very rural. It's very sort of closed off from the rest of the world. And it's just an interesting documentary about the people of this town in Vernon, Florida from 1981. So it'll be interesting to watch this documentary and then maybe drive over there sometime and check out the town and see what it looks like now. Still about the same number of people live there, I think, but an interesting set of documentaries I wanted to check out. And the last thing I picked up from the Amazon sale, this is a box set, something I've wanted for a long time now. Had an incredible deal. It was half price, and then there was another like $12 coupon that went on top of it, so I just had to grab that. It's the Richard Linklater's The Before Trilogy. I absolutely love Before Sunrise. I went to the movies with my parents one day. I think it was when I was in high school. They were going to see one movie. I decided I didn't want to see that movie, so I blindly just went and saw Before Sunrise, and I absolutely loved this movie. Just incredibly beautiful movie about these two people that just randomly meet each other and have this sort of romance develop out of this sort of chance meeting. It's an excellently made movie about that kind of experience of just sort of chance meeting somebody and falling in love. And yeah, I wanted to have the trilogy of this, so all three movies, spine number 656. So we have 657, 658, and 659 are the movies, and then the collection itself is 656. Kind of an odd way to do it. Pick those up. Those are my last of my Criterion Collection hauls for quite a while. I'm sure I got a lot to watch now. This last stack I have to share with you are some thrift store finds. First one is the documentary King Corn, all about the corn industry. So I look forward to getting into that one. This next one is a Warner Archive movie. Looked like an interesting one. The movie One on One with Robbie Benson after he did the movie Ode to Billy Joe. So I liked him in that movie, and I wanted to check this one out. It's a movie about him playing basketball. He's recruited by a big-time college team kind of thing. And I just thought, Warner Archive Collection, we'll give it a try. Next one is the movie Above the Rim. I've had this in the collection before, but it hasn't. Don't have it currently. It's got Tupac in it, and another basketball-themed movie. Lots of basketball movies. This next one is a movie I've heard of before, but I've never actually seen. That's the movie Heathers, kind of a high school coming-of-age kind of movie. And the last one is another one that's in the Criterion Collection. This one is also sort of a queer-themed movie, so I wanted to. I've happened to stumble across it in a thrift store, so I went ahead and grabbed it, and I'll decide when or if I want to get the Criterion version of it. And that is the movie Sunday, Bloody Sunday, all about a love triangle. Glenda Jackson, Peter Finch, and John Schlesinger. So yeah, those are the movies we watched, the movies I picked up over the past couple months. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Movie Time with Wes. Have a great day, great night. We'll see you at the movies. Cheers.